Hey guys, my name is Michael, an American trucker. I'm about to get this money, start driving, and listen to some crypto news. Shout out to Bagman, and always putting out the best content. Para los que no entienden, escuchar noticias de por ahí, noticias rápidas para ver lo que está pasando con el mercado, hablando de Garden House en noticias principales. Y pues nada, escuchamos noticias y los beneficios que va a traer esto al mercado, todo lo demás, no poder manejar. Ahí unos 20, media horita, escuchemos noticias, chicos. Vamos a ver qué pasa acá. La Flying Van para Costa Rica, papá, nos fuimos. Pura idea, dijo a estos chicos.
Exclusion, as well as offered some, I think, very promising alternatives. For example, requiring pre-funding of ACH transactions. We heard that from Intuit and from Ripple.
When people are their most exhausted, most annoyed, that's when they finally compromise. And I think we're there. When people are annoyed, they're exhausted. So hopefully we get something done. I'll predict.
They try to shake me out, but I was born ready. Dropping down the price, then I be getting plenty. They want all your bags and they want all the
10 days of darkness, then when we get the internet back, XRP will be 400, 700. Our financial advice. But first, we got Watch Your Guru Justin over 1 trillion wiped out from the U.S. stock market today. Ripple stablecoins are from trading tools to core financial infrastructure. North America leads with 45% of total crypto transaction value from transfers over 10 million, signaling institutional scale flows driving demand for regulated, compliance-first assets. RLUSD is designed for that environment. All roads lead to the bridge. Live look at XRP is currently right around $1.36. We hit around $1.33 after the recent highs of around $1.60. Are we headed up or more downside in store? Bank XRP, Bragg Garland House, Clarity Act by the end of May now.
The person that I trust and how the sausage is made on these things said, when people are their most exhausted, most annoyed, that's when they finally compromise. And I think we're there. When people are annoyed, they're exhausted. So hopefully we get something done. I'll predict by the end of May we'll get something across.
That is a great line.
XIF breaking, Bragg Garland House just called it. 50 USD stablecoins, all representing the same thing, makes 0 cents. Most will fade, but a few will dominate.
Kind of transparency and verification from a regulatory point of view.
So everyone wants to get in it right now, but not everyone's going to be a winner. Is that fair?
Well, I'm guessing we would probably agree. We don't need, 50 US dollar stable coins. Like, why? Like, it's still, at the end of the day, a US dollar. Now, will you see differentiation around trust and licensing and transparency of deposits and things like that? Sure. But, I don't know that we need any, does Citibank want to accept a JPM coin or B of A coin? Like, okay, it just starts to really, my head starts to hurt when you think about the proliferation.
if your head starts to hurt about.
Meanwhile, Justin, US dollar bills to be printed with President Trump's signature, removing the treasurer's signature for the first time. Gearin Labs introducing the Gearin card, the first XRPL native self-custody card. Spend XRP RLUSD at over 130 million merchants across 150 plus countries. Built for the XRP ledger, ready for real world payments. Join the waitlist today. Meet the Gearin card. Bank XRP. Why launch a stablecoin?
After years of focusing on XRP, what changed and what were your institutional clients asking for that made launching your own stablecoin essential to your business?
Well, the part of that story that's kind of unknown is 2 years ago, so it was right around 13 months ago we launched. 2 years ago, we were minting 20% of all USDC. So we obviously, Ripple's core business around payments, cross-border payments, we were driving, we've done over $100 billion of payment flows. And we found if we're the #1 minter on the network, why don't we look at actually doing this ourselves? That also was around the same time that USDC depegged from the dollar because of the Silicon Valley Bank demise. And Circle came out and said, hey, we'll stand in the gap. We'll guarantee the peg. And it didn't move because at that point, Circle didn't have a balance sheet. Ripple has on our balance sheet, 60, 70 billion dollars of crypto. We have about $4 billion of US dollars. And so I think we're in a position to really have a very compliant, very institutional focused stablecoin.
Watch your guru, Justin. The Federal Reserve says it has no plans to create a central bank digital currency, CBDC.
But for a lot of people, the number one thing they think about is central bank digital currency. And President Trump issued an executive order saying that there shall be no central bank digital currency, no work on a central bank digital currency. But prior to President Trump taking office this term, there was a lot of work at the Federal Reserve on developing a central bank digital currency. Has that work ceased or is it ongoing?
Yes, I think Chair Powell has spoken to that, and he said that it is not ongoing and that the chair does not believe that we have the legal authority to issue central bank digital currency without some action by Congress.
Well, unfortunately, he always has this qualifier, a retail central bank digital currency. And for a lot of people, what they see being built is like Hydra. There'll be many heads, sometimes in the form of stable coins, sometimes in the form of other payment instruments, but they'll all come together on the back end with the body of the beast, and it'll be, quote, a wholesale CBDC. So is the work on the wholesale CBDC ongoing, or did that too cease?
To my knowledge, it is not ongoing.
Justin, Ripple name drop in Congress today.
We have seen, at least publicly in print, is that their concern is focused on the fact that ACH doesn't currently have an automated solution that can reject transactions that would cause daylight overdrafts. And we certainly appreciate the importance of mitigating risk. That's a big role, obviously, for the Fed. But many very established, respected financial companies in the technology space, ranging from Intuit to Visa, have both expressed objections to this exclusion as well as offered some, I think, very promising alternatives. For example, requiring pre-funding of ACH transactions. We heard that from Intuit and from Ripple. The idea of imposing daily or per transaction limits on ACH activity, or requiring collateralization or performance bonds, or implementing enhanced monitoring or early warning systems. Visa suggested that the Fed consider allowing payment account holders to solely access the Fed ACH credit, because that would naturally control and mitigate overdraft risk, but would at least facilitate the objectives of payments. Do you believe the Fed will be open to, I think, these very promising ideas that the industry has offered for mitigating risk but enabling this critical access?
So I have not read the pool of comment letters that have been submitted, but I'm taking it from your comment that they've submitted these ideas in comment letters.
Eagerly.
And I know that we will be, I know that the my colleagues at the board, this is handled by a different division. It's but they will be looking at those comment letters, and I think if there are ideas that will actually solve the problem, I'm sure they'll be open to considering it.
Thank you. I look forward to working with your team to make that happen.
Check the links in the description for your exclusive XRP bags discount on biometric wallet, decent wallet, single. Pack, also on the double pack, one of the best wallets on the market. Secure your crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. The future of crypto at the tip of your fingerprint. Now you're in control. Uncompromising security, thousands of coins natively supported, on the go experience. Your best wallet for XRP, XLM, XDC, Flare, Algo, DAG, XIF. Tim Scott says Republicans and Democrats at the White House all aligned on the crypto market structure. Bill?
Chairman, you and I have had many conversations about the Clarity Act.
Yes.
Where are we right now?
Well, Cheryl, this is hard, and it should be hard because this is the first time ever we've tried to deal with such a historic piece of legislation. It will keep America as the most dominant player in the world economically. There's good news, though, Cheryl. The first thing I'd say is that we now have Republicans and Democrats working together on language that they can agree on. The White House agrees on it as well. We have one more step to go. We need the industry to agree on it. So I spoke last night with Coinbase as well. Everyone is still at the table. There is work to be done, but I am really excited about the fact that we finally have Republicans and Democrats agreeing on something really important on the yield conversation. We now have to get industry to buy into this language. This is a threading the needle process. It's always difficult the first time you do it, but it gets better and better and better. And so I'm still very optimistic.
Digital assets, AI, and real-time payments have already begun to revolutionize our financial system.
We meet at a moment when the pace of technological change is not just accelerating, it's redefining the very foundations of our financial systems. Innovation in areas like artificial intelligence, digital assets, and real-time payments is reshaping how Americans save, how they invest, and how they transact. The question before us is not whether this transformation will occur, it will. The real question is whether our regulatory framework is prepared to meet the moment. Regulators must evolve as quickly as the technologies that they oversee. A static approach to supervision in a dynamic environment is a recipe for failure. Agencies need the tool without stifling innovation and the innovation that drives our economic growth. That means embracing new supervisory technologies, investing in talent, and engaging directly with innovators, not as adversaries, but as partners in building a safer and more resilient system.
FXRP is quickly becoming the go-to standard for XRP on smart contract on-year growth and still just getting started.
We've had about a 600% year-on-year growth with FXRP on Flare. Perps, you can use XRP to take a derivative position in an asset of your choosing. Money markets, you can lend your XRP or you can borrow dollars against it. You can create a stable coin directly from your XRP. So decentralized stablecoin.
A los bancos le negaron la moneda y ahora a través de Flare uno puede hacer los estables para las compañías, porque toda una compañía puede hacer el XRP a través de Flare y probablemente la verdad estaba increíble o pueden ver que todo el dinero hecho mucho de si no vale mucho dinero no importa, ellos van a unos cuantos es llegar a $100 puede cambiar la vida de uno. Parece que hubo un glitch también parece que como $8,000 en el país para estar aquí una página para que se estuvo hablando de eso. Hubiéramos hecho la reforma de cambio mundial más, porque más aquí se necesitan, mientras manejo, ¿verdad?
Our goal is for FXRP to be the ubiquitous version of XRP on other smart contract chains, not only Flare.
With that being said, 10 days of darkness, then overnight, flip the switch, XRP.
La conspiracy theory que 8 días de prosperidad y el gobierno fue por el switch que el para ver un montón de plata, hay calculating en Phoenix de las soluciones de Phoenix salen de vehículos salen de Phoenix. Esto es fácil, como estoy diciendo, es muy importante. Una manera estable que puede convertir cualquier compañía, puede agarrar y hacer de una manera estable. o los materiales de XRP, con este de XRP, y hace una moneda para lo que los bancos de la están negando, ellos creo que se la dieron, ellos se la dieron, XRP tienen, y desde ahí nadie más va a tener eso, como es lo que se ha anunciado a través de
Not as adversaries, but as partners in building a safer and more resilient system.
FXRP is quickly becoming the go-to standard for XRP on smart contract chains, 600% plus year-on-year growth, and still just getting started.
We've had about a 600% year-on-year growth in the ecosystem. So what can you do with FXRP on Flare? Perps, you can use XRP to take a derivative position in an asset of your choosing. Money markets, you can lend your XRP or you can borrow dollars against it. You can create a stable coin directly from your XRP. So decentralized stablecoin. Our goal is for FXRP to be the ubiquitous version of XRP on other smart contract chains, not only Flare.
With that being said, 10 days of darkness, then overnight, flip the switch, XRP, double, triple, 4 digits, can't be dirt cheap, and the longer it takes, the longer the clarity act takes, the higher we keep climbing on that.
Que más bajas temas pueden acumular, sí, pues esta es la wish list de XRP. Ahí están las creación de la wish list de Flare, que también hace el 2022 creo que salió. Estaban hablando ahí, Crypto y la vaina, y ahora estábamos escuchando ahí, y una predicción que puede llegar a $2 fácil. Me puse a indagar un poco con toda la documentación de la wish list de Flare, o muy poco dinero, es una ballena para una ballena en este tipo de mercado, una ballena en el futuro más prácticamente ellos bancos que estaban en cualquier tipo de moneda, cualquier compañía, invierta la plata en XRP, Flare, puede sacar la moneda estable. Uno es que uno no entiende nada de estos varas y no solucionar también, vamos a meter una guerra de los cursos, como decía ahí, para llegar a otra presentación y para ir a un más enfocado en el proyecto para Costa Rica y propiedades, on-chain, ¿verdad? Y produce, inspira eso, amor, para que muchos motivos no se queden claros, que realmente se inspiren por la vida. Como $2,000 hoy en día. Increíble. Lo que hemos esperado durante más de 6 años. Estaba algo.
At XRP. Richless! Make sure to smash the likes and subscribers on the way out to help boost those algos. Check the links in the description. I'll see you at the tippy top. Later. Glitches!
Costa Rica, buscarlos, por ejemplo, este mae uno de ahí mamando y pues aquí gracias a Dios que el inglés uno está mamando y arriba que le monten la bola vaya galáctico para curtir que uno permite no tener que trabajar todas nuestras vidas a nuestros padres y todo el mundo en el pasado por falta de conocimiento en los 90 cambió su vida con el sol hace 14 años todo se cambió su vida también con Bitcoin 2016 y en 2018 creo que fue cuando empecé a comprar moneda y puta, y pues no se pierdan el tren como dice Blackman el tren se vaya deje la expresión ya mucho la dejó y medio la agarré hacer vuelos con los centros lo uso casi sencillo que dejé no terminan de grabar y ahora voy a subir otra vez pues ojalá que todo esté bueno trabajamos todo el gato Y aún así, que ahora tú puedes vender, puedes vender. Lo que quiere todo el mundo, dar a $100 para ver cuánto venden, a veces 70% por ejemplo, la gente de la Secretaría de Ser cercana al distrito de Mendoza, trabajar, van a liquidar. Nosotros no somos otros que van a liquidar el principio. Después de 589, que es la predicción de los Bitcoin, como la predicción de Bitcoin, papeles de Epstein, y la vara, también, tampoco, tampoco vamos a vender. Unas cuantas, pero compran bastante, pero también una moneda, $100 de Estados Unidos, lo vienen aquí por internet y aún así guardan los todos miles de monedas por los impulsos, para que aún así tengan la parte del rich rate y una parte como que está abajo para arriba. Ahora financial advisor, yo no doy clases de trabajo ni nada, yo solamente estoy grabando mi journey, para Costa Rica, ahora en octubre, por ver el mercado de días, de detectar mi destino, de grabar en zonas propiedades, con partners, alrededor de todos lados, tenemos partners en Costa Rica, Perú, Ghana, real estate agents, cualquier cosa, si quieren publicar las bases en la página, contactan, toman las fotos, o lo que sea. Y American Trophy, XRP Trophy, Costa Rica, representantes, tenemos en Costa Rica, Dios lo permite, ¿verdad? Los chicos y ¿verdad? A ver, live, no sé cuánto.
Exclusion as well as offered some, I think, very.
De los motivos por seguir pegado, porque me fascina. Cuando hablamos de acá, ver el calle y todo eso, donde tengo la fe, no tengo que volver a este país nunca más. No sé cómo va a llevar estas monedas. Entonces, lo único que voy a extrañar de acá son estas calles y andar en un bus como es. Andar en un bus como no es así en estos calles, porque Costa Rica como están chéveres, que nos matamos. Hay que hacer drifting, si no me puedes bajar el título de nada, pero todo lo de acá a través de esta la vara. Trabajando los últimos días, los últimos 6 meses, por menos, me falta. Acá en Estados Unidos, si Dios permite, nos matamos en un camión, algo malo no pasa, con la fe de Dios. Chicos, pero yo no gano nada que llenar de esto, no me pierdo mi tiempo, pierdo horas de correr conocimiento para un miembro. Mucho gusto, sin fichar,
promising alternatives. For example, requiring pre-funding of ACH transactions. We heard that from Intuit and from Ripple.
When people are their most exhausted, most annoyed, that's when they finally compromise. And I think we're there. When people are annoyed, they're exhausted.
Shout out to Blackman, shout out to Fred, shout out to Chris, Fred, Colombia, Fred Africa, and the whole community. Let's get this going. We are ready on the boat, on the train, whatever you want to call it. We are about to pay real serious money to make sure that put as much as possible for it. We can enjoy success at the beginning of the journey. I have to wait for fucking years until everybody already celebrated so we get like $2,400 like now. That's financial advice. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm finding in Costa Rica. That's how I'm retired. Okay? That's all for sure. So,